Jai Shri Krishna. Dear friends, today I would like to speak about a very important period which is coming up, and I had previously mentioned that there will be videos about this period, and hence I've made a video today about the importance of the period between October of 2023 and November of 2023 and why it is very significant for global geopolitics as well as natural disasters and several other events that could happen during this period. Again, correctly identifying exactly where and what will happen is a very deep science and a very difficult task, but I've tried my best to understand what exactly could happen during this particular period using past models, astrological data, as well as the words of the great ancient sages. So first of all, this particular time frame, October to November of 2023, holds one of the most important cascades of events, astronomical and astrological events. It holds a very important cascade. Cascade in the sense there are several activities that are happening one after the other. First, we have a new moon coming up this October 14th. And after that, we have on the 15th to 16th of October, we have the sun moving from one sign to the other. Now, the gap between this is just a day. And third, we are having a special combination which I'll talk about later, in which on one side this image is not representational of the skies. It is just an image to understand from the Vedic astrology chart perspective how it would look. This is not how it looks in the skies. It looks different in the skies, but it's very much like an opposition. Basically, Jupiter, Rahu and the moon are all together in one particular area of the sky in a diametrically opposite angle to Ketu and Mars on the other side, 180 degrees away approximately. And Jupiter, Rahu and the moon are being aspected or seen by Saturn. Vedic astrology or Jyotish Shastra has specific aspects or drishtis by which one particular graha or celestial body can aspect or cast its drishti, its sight on another conglomeration of grahas or a particular bhava. So this is the kind of combination that we are seeing, and this will start taking place very soon. Already the formation has come into place and we have seen a few effects to begin with, but a lot more will come in the very near future. And what exactly will happen is the subject of this video, and I'll try to decipher what this means to a large extent. So October to November, especially the end of October 2023 is one of the most significant periods. Towards the end of October, I would say starting the 14th and then gradually intensifying the 20th, and after the 20th, the 28th is a very significant date wherein there is a strong possibility of problems happening post that date or around that date. The new moon prior to this particular conjunction occurs on the 14th of October, which is quite close, and that is also a very significant date, by the way. So this heralds stressful days for geopolitics globally. That is something that is a direct consequence of this particular combination. A special formation is signaling organized violence, including terrorism. Terrorism is very much likely to happen around this time frame. And I'd like to mention, the reason for this, of course, is the combination of these grahas. There is Jupiter, Moon and Rahu on one side and Ketu and Mars on the other side. And when did this happen last? A very important question, of course. This happened last during 9/11, 2001, when the World Trade Center was attacked and the whole two buildings came down crashing, killing thousands of people and starting an era of anti-terrorism and basically one of the most significant events to have occurred on the global stage. So this happened exactly when we had this particular combination, and I do believe there is a major risk, although it might not be as bad as what it was in 9/11, since the positions in 9/11 were far worse than what we are seeing today. But it is likely that it will be very similar. If you punch in the specific planetary positions during the terrorist attack on 9/11, we will get very similar positions to what we are seeing now, especially towards the end of October and the beginning of November. overall between October and November we are likely to see these kind of things happening, and terrorism is sure to rise during this period. Natural disasters are also likely. So natural disasters and violence are the central possibilities that we could face, especially in certain regions. So now to cover the regions, first of all we're looking at a danger zone, and this danger zone is basically the area which has been marked out here. It is very much likely that some major problem might occur in this particular area, since already we have faced several ghataka events or deadly events in this particular area, owing to it being in a particular direction, more specifically towards the west of the central point which we take to reckon. And it seems that this is a major danger zone, since we have seen several disasters in this zone in the past few months. As predicted in our previous videos, we have talked about a dangerous period which was presently running, which has caused a lot of natural disasters that have not been seen in the last few years cumulatively. And one of them was the major earthquake between Turkey and Syria, which killed approximately 50,000 people. Followed by major wildfires and flooding in this region. And then we had a Morocco earthquake in Morocco, which killed more than 2,000 people, and then that was followed by a major flood in Libya, which killed nearly 20,000 people. So all of these events are happening inside this zone, this danger zone, not to forget the Russia-Ukraine war, which is also very close to this danger zone, which has killed hundreds of thousands of people or displaced so many people during this year and the previous year. So what I've observed is that this area has become the hotspot of these problems, and we are likely to see more problems in the coming few weeks in this particular zone. Apart from this zone, there is another major zone which I see as quite problematic, especially towards the 14th of October 2023, a little bit after that time frame, and around 16 days after 14th October 2023. So say let's take it for the purpose of convenience in terms of calculation. Let's say between the 12th or 13th of October and the end of November, and more specifically between the around the last few weeks of October, we're likely to see some major problem in the zone that has been mentioned here, owing to the eclipse pathway also being this same area, and based on astrology this area might be affected. Also, there is a likelihood of a natural disaster in this area, even if it is not a violent human created violence. It is most likely going to be a natural disaster in this area. However, this area seems to be a hotspot for violence as far as I can see, and even owing to the present situations in this area, as well as southeastern Asia and southeastern India are also likely to be strongly affected. Apart from for natural disasters, the northwestern portion of India, but for violence, I believe the southeastern portion of India as well as the western side are more likely to be affected than any other place. And these are observations made with significant research, but of course there's lots more to do and there's lots more to analyze this area. And all I pray for now, and I hope all of you together, I request all of you to pray, is very simple. It is from the Vedas directly. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya, om shanti shanti shanti. This is a prayer from the Vedas. Om asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya, om shanti shanti shanti. O Lord, move me from darkness to light, move me from death to immortality, that is the realization of who we are, the self. Kindly grant peace, peace and peace. And that is what we should pray for the whole world, because all kinds of violence is because of deep ignorance of who we are and a deep ignorance of what love is, and that is why we are all fighting amongst each other. And I believe that, making regular prayers can help the whole world. And let's have faith in God, and let's be kind to our fellow animals as well as our human beings all around us, and that will make this world a much better place to live in. Thank you. Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Shri Ramachandra, Jai Shri Lakshmi Narasimha.